Hello everyone, welcome back to Breathful Life Yoga. Today I bring you another Zodiac Zen, and today we are going to be diving into the energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius teaches us that freedom comes from expanding beyond the self. Sagittarians are also known for their relentlessness, but also this sort of passivity that they carry. I do find that maybe they hold things in a little bit, but ultimately they just want everybody to get along and they want to care deeply for people without them knowing that, because they get a little bit like, I don't know what it is. Yeah, they're definitely one of the signs that are a bit more of a mystery to me, even though I know a couple of Sagittariuses. My mom is a Sag, one of my good friends, Jazz, is a Sag. I'm trying to think, I know others, but yeah, they're a little bit of a mystery, but they're a really good time. I love them. I think they're very thoughtful people, who maybe just don't vocalize that enough. But I do believe, like we are covering today, that freedom comes from expanding beyond the self. So we're going to be doing a bit more of a hatha slash vinyasa style. I usually mellow into the vinyasas, so that's why I'm going to call this a hatha practice. But whenever you're ready, all we need today is just one folded up blanket. We can begin in an easy seat, one leg crossed in front of the other, maybe wiggling around, or you can put one foot under one knee while the other rests on top. So setting up in whatever position feels comfortable for you today. Taking a breath in and out. Find that balance between your breath, your mind, and your body. And I think that sometimes, and this isn't even specific to any astrological sign, but just as humans, we can tire ourselves out, especially around this period of the holidays, the new year. Everything seems to be coming to a halt, while also all these doors are opening, right? So just let yourself take this moment as your own. A pit stop for you to recharge and reflect. Breathe in and out. Find yourself stepping more closer with each breath to the state of observation. And circle one arm up and then the other, both hands rising up towards the sky. Create some space between the shoulders and the ears as you gently pull the belly button back. Find a lot of length through the crown of your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twice more. Let's tuck the chin gently, but still finding that length through the top. Inhale. And exhale. For our last one, minor little change once more. Connect your thumb and your first finger nice and straight while the rest of your palm and fingers are interlocked. Breathe in. And out. Let's gently slide our hands down in front of us, slower than you think you need to. Again, this practice is about mindfulness, expansion, this present moment. Once you get back to your base, let the hands, or rather the fingertips, rest by your side. Let yourself come back to the breath. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathe into the left side. On your next inhale, let's rock the head over to the opposite side. Now stretching the right side of the neck. Let's roll the head down. And just take any little movement with the neck here that you need to. So that could look like full circles, half circles, maybe dropping the ear back to one side and massaging behind the ear. Just play around here and give yourself the relief that you need. Next inhale, let's reach the arms back up one by one. Big breath in, grow tall. Exhale, twist to the right. One hand drops behind you as the other rests on your knee. Or if you're like me and you have your foot on top of this leg, it can be resting on the foot. Again, finding that drop of the shoulders, pressing into the fingertips back behind you to help open up wider, piece by piece. And when we're practicing yoga, I want to remind you that even if I use words like deeper or wider, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's our goal. And quite honestly, those words mean something different for everybody, and even for the same person, it varies from day to day. So again, we're not thinking too much about the physical meaning behind wider or deeper. We're thinking about the sensation, the feeling, the cue, and the effect that that has on our body when we hear it. So again, be mindful, be open. Last inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the right arm back up, then the left. Inhale. Exhale. Turn on over to the left side. So we're pulling in that left rib cage so that we can find a little bit more openness. But we're still trying to keep our sit bones grounded on the mat. So sometimes we start to unintentionally shift over to the left side or whatever side it is. But I just want you to think about that base and work from there. So notice where your sit bones are, How do your legs feel on the ground? Start to observe the body from the ground up. Breathe nice and slow. One more breath in and out. Rising the right arm and then the left. Rain the fingertips down by your side. Slow, 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 savoring what that feels like. We'll remove ourselves from our blanket, moving it gently off to the side. I'm going to keep mine right here. We're going to set up in all fours, preparing to get into our hatha flow. So all fours, shoulders are aligned over our wrists. You can even smooth the hand. Make sure everything is straight. Same thing with the hips and the knees. And I always opt for going a little bit wider on my stance, so bringing the knees a little bit further out. You can rock around the wrists, maybe crack out the knuckles. Again, we will be going into downward dogs, doing some chaturangas, supported or not, right? But either way, we're going to be on our wrists a lot today. So do what you need to feel comfortable. And when you're ready, with the toes tucked, we're going to go for a couple cat-cows. So drop that belly down, breathe in. Exhale, round back home to yourself. A few more times. Not so worried about how many rounds you're doing, but the fluidity that is going into each little movement. Next time you come for your cow, let your chest pull through the biceps even more. Inhale. Exhale, round. Lift up the knees and come back into your downward facing dog. If this is your first downward facing dog, or maybe your first yoga practice of the day, feel free to keep a gentle bend in those knees. Ankles can be lifted off the mat. Thinking about pressing that head back behind your arms. So we're looking at the toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look in between the hands. Step the left foot forward. Turn your right toes back. Inhale up for your warrior one. Grow tall. And notice how your torso and your midsection is feeling. So I noticed that I was going a little bit too forward, so I'm backing off a little bit, making those small adjustments that really only you can feel. Holding this pose. We'll be here for 3 breaths. As a yoga teacher, we can only guide and give to what we see. But it's up to you as the practicing yogi to tune in and honor yourself and say, what can I do to make this feel even better for me? Inhale, we're going to drop our arms forward. Turn your right toe to face the front of the mat again. And we're going to rock forward and back. So going onto that right toe, pressing into the left heel to rock forward and back. And at the same time, I'm thinking about engaging my core muscles. So we're working up to warrior 3 here. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, arms back up, toes turn back down, warrior 1. Inhale. And exhale, warrior two. Arms drop out by your side. Let's straighten that front leg. And then we go for reverse warrior, or rather reverse triangle, excuse me. Inhale, look up at the sky. Exhale, drop the palm down, triangle pose, resting on the ankle, the shin, or the floor. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand down, turn to face the front of the mat, step it back for plank pose. Holding here for 3, for 2, 1, look at the top of the mat, shift your weight forward, drop your knees, push the elbows back 90 degrees, roll your chest up and towards the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to tuck those toes, lift back up to plank, and downward facing dog. Walk the feet out just a little bit. And I love downward facing dog because I have a little bit of issue with my cervical spine, so that's the very top, just right below our neck. And this really, really helps open up my shoulders. So press that chest back if you want that relief. Next, inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step the right foot through. Turn the back toes down, rise up, warrior one. Again, 3 to 4 breaths here. Finding that core engagement and paying attention to how your knee feels. So a lot of us, including myself, have sensitivity in the knees. So we don't need to always go super far into warrior one, right? We can just stay here. Slight little bend, does not have to be very much. Inhale. And exhale. The other thing I want to mention while we're here is that making these tiny little adjustments or shifts during our practice are completely normal and actually encouraged. So don't feel that once you're in a pose, you have to stay there exactly how you entered. Sometimes we think that the form is more important than the feeling. And that goes back to that concept of freedom, right? When we expand beyond ourselves, expand beyond what we know, and tune in just a little bit more, we'll actually be surprised with what we can find. Let's turn our body to face the front now. Toes face the front as well, our back toes. We're going to start to shift back and forth. And even though I am shifting my waist forward, I'm still keeping my shoulders back. So I know the angle isn't too great. Unfortunately, this is my filming situation though, but something is better than nothing. And if you can see even just a little bit, you'll notice that my arms are nice and straight. There's no movement in them. It's that shifting of the weight onto the toe and using my right quad. One more inhale. And on an exhale, open back up, warrior one. Press into the left heel. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Face the left side of your mat. Rely on these verbal cues. Trust your body. Trust your mind. Next inhale, let's go reverse triangle. Dropping the left arm down, the left hamstring, as our right arm reaches towards the sky. Fingertips are tall. Exhale, fold over to open. Keep breathing in and out. Next inhale, little by little, dropping the left hand down, making your way into plank. We hold here for 3, For 2 on the 1, shift the weight forward. Still keeping this supported, so knees go down first. Elbows back. Lift up. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes. Power up and through, downward facing dog. Gentle bend in the knees. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to look back. Inhale forward, working that cervical spine, stretching just a little. And back. Once more. Perfect. Let's step our left foot forward once more. And we're going to go straight into our high lunge, going into warrior 3. So no warrior 1 this time. Arms go up. Inhale. Exhale. Let's start to shift the weight a little more forward. But this time, since our arms are in the air, this is going to help us find that momentum. So now we're not swaying the weight in our legs. We're working with the chest here. So we built the lower body component just now when we moved from warrior 1 to that lunging motion. And now we're working on the lunging, or rather the hinging motion of our chest and our arms. One more inhale. And as you exhale, shift that weight forward. Let yourself start to fly. Come onto the right tippy toes, and as you're ready, lift the foot a couple inches off the mat. Your body is as straight as can be. If there's a little bit of a curve, that's okay. And you can even stay here, pointing that toe down. Does not have to be entirely straight. We're trying to be one of those little, I don't even know the name, but those like little paperweights where the little bird, it goes up and down. I don't know if that makes any sense. But hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Let's do just one more breath in. Press through that right foot. Exhale, bring the knee forward. Arms come out to your side, nice and open. Powering through, keeping this right knee in front of you. My right foot is flexed. Inhale. Exhale. Let's drop the left hand, slide it down our left thigh. Reach the right arm up. Look underneath that right armpit. Find that balance. Use your core. And exhale, drop the right hand down. Step it back. High lunge. Turn to warrior 2. Into reverse triangle. Back to warrior 2. Reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the leg. Instead of going for reverse, we go straight to triangle. So thinking about aligning the hips over one another. Inhale. Exhale, arm comes down. We go for our chaturanga. This time unsupported if you're able to, so shifting the weight forward and powering down through those palms to lift you up for your upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Nice slow breaths. And maybe instead of downward facing dog, you take a child's pose. Next inhale, let's go for that cervical rock again. So looking forward and then back, maybe even feeling a slight shift of weight. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. Last one. And let's step on forward with our right foot this time. Rising straight up to high lunge. You're starting to feel that burn just a little bit. And start to bend at that waist, going forward and back. So my lower body is lifted, my lower body is planted while my chest is lifting and lowering slightly. Let's take this again a little bit quicker than we did on the other side. When you're ready, shift the weight forward so my arms come in front of me. Neck is straight. Left leg pushes back behind. Inhale. And exhale. Keep that gentle bend. If you have something in front of you to hold on to, example, I have my bookcase here, I can hold on to this and really focus on strengthening the legs. If that's a little bit too much and you don't have something to support you, I encourage you to take your hands onto the waist. But these hands do help you find that balance, surprisingly enough. Give me one more inhale. Exhale, pull the left knee through. And if you fall out of it, that's okay.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I don't know why Alexa's talking. If you fall out of this, that's okay. Shake it off. Give yourself a little laugh. Arms are spread out. Fingers are spread wide. Let's inhale to drop the right arm down. Lift the left arm up. Maybe looking underneath that armpit or up at the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's practices like this in yoga where we really feel that release. Pull the belly button back. Just one more inhale. Exhale, step it back. High lunge straight into warrior two. My little mic thing just fell off. That always happens. Let's go forward. And then we go back. Reverse triangle. Alternating between these two. Nice little flow. Being intentional with the arms. Last one. And then the next time we come into warrior two, we straighten the front leg. Triangle pose. Look up at the sky and let it go. Drop the arm down, step it back, chaturanga. And then downward facing dog. This will be our last downward facing dog. So from here, I want you to take one final cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale it sharply out the mouth. Step one leg forward and then the other on the outsides of the hands. And we drop down for our Malasana Yogi squat. Now you have the option to take the hands at the heart, pressing the elbows against the knees, the insides of the knees, to further deepen that stretch in your groin. Or you have the option to rest the fingertips down in the center in front of you. Maybe if you have that flexibility, fingertips come behind you so you can pull the chest through a little bit more. An option if you have a block nearby, since we didn't use it very often, that's why I didn't cue it, but if you have the block nearby, you can sit on the block, or you can take your blanket, fold it up, making this little rolling shape, and then we just kind of plop onto here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last inhale. Exhale. Move your blanket off to the side. We're going to plant the hands, look down at the ground, straighten the legs back behind you. Heel toe the feet in so they're a little bit closer, forward fold. Let it all go here. Find that freedom. Find that expansion to go beyond yourself. On our next inhale, let's bend one arm behind our back and then the other. Shoulder blades pull back together, maybe grabbing opposite forearms as you bend into the legs and slowly rise on up. Slow, slow, slow. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, take one arm up. And then the other. And as we exhale, opening to the side. So right arm drops behind you. Same thing that we were doing on the mat, except we're standing. Another inhale. And exhale. And swing that right arm through, back up overhead. Then the left. Take that to the other side. One arm back, one arm forward. So our arms are not hovering. We do have them relaxed, but we have this twist going on in the left waist. Breathe in and out. Swing the left arm through. We're going to bring the hands to heart center as we bow our head down on a final inhale. Thank you all so much for letting me guide you today. I hope that this practice was just what you needed. Until I see you next time, I wish you good health, happy holidays, and a clear mind. Thank you all again for tuning in to Breathful Life Yoga. If you liked this content, please do let me know in the comments below, and anything else that you want to see, whether it be more Hatha, Vinyasa, restorative, Yin, or any sort of theme that you would like for the holidays, please do let me know, as well as length of class. If you like them a little bit shorter, if you like some that are like these, a bit on the longer side, do let me know so I can create that for you. Yeah, and that's all I have to say. Thank you again, and I wish you all much love and joy. Namaste.